here's the recap. The first block was about the languages in Wikidata, how you can set the language for the interface, how you can set the language that you want Wikidata to display to you, and for the labels, description, and aliases. We also checked about a bit about the duplication uh, concept of items. We also talk about description, that description was not a sentence, that it needed to be very short and precise and not promotional and neutral. And we also seen that aliases are actually a way to add a lot of secondary labels to a Wikidata item. In the block 2, we've seen that statements triplets, when they are created, that they can have multiple values for the same properties. We've also seen that the most important statement is usually, most of the time for us, will be instance of. We've also seen that the statement properties, we've seen reference that are being used to precise the source of the information. We've seen that references are very important to qualify our data. We've seen also that we have qualifiers that enables to give more precise information about our statement, either in time or in other ways. In the block number 3, we have seen that a property is actually an entity, is an object that's editable into Wikidata. But we also understand that it's not something usually we will have to do. Properties are pretty stable and they don't change that often. We've seen in the workshop 1 that a property, we don't create that often. And here in the block 3 of the second workshop, we see that we don't modify them also very often. We've seen that there are constraints that are actually information about a property, and that constraints are very, very helpful to use correctly the property. We've seen that we have special pages where there's a lot of advanced tool that we can use, and we've seen that the merge tool is one of these tools that you can find into the special page. In the block 4, we've seen that most of the work that is most of those projects are actually discussion work, there are actually exchange between people on how to make better information. We've seen also that almost all pages of Wikimedia project have discussion pages where you can ask questions about that particular concept. We've seen also that we have a general project chat where you can find, you can ask general questions about Wikidata. But we've seen that there's also Wikidata projects that are precise on one subject, and we've seen that you can ask questions there and you can find information there that are more closely related to our topic, if the project is about that topic, of course.